Football or soccer is one of the world's most popular sports. Millions of people across the globe pass through the turnstiles every week to watch their favourite team play. In England, football is more than a cultural institution, it's a way of life. But what if I told you that some of the most famous football stadiums are not only home to fabulous goals and cheering fans, but ghost stories too? Join us today as we look into some of the most haunted football stadiums in England. Some say football is just a game, but at Arsenal's legendary Highbury Stadium, it was more than that. It was home. It was history. And for some, it still is. Herbert Chapman wasn't just a manager, he was a visionary. He took Arsenal from an ordinary club to a dominant force. But in 1934, at the height of his success, Chapman's life was cut short by pneumonia. Gone too soon. But was he really gone? Strange things began happening at Highbury. Staff whispered of a ghostly figure roaming the famous marble halls. Security guards on night shifts reported feeling watched, hearing the unmistakable echo of footsteps in empty corridors. And then the sightings began. A shadowy figure, an old man in a long coat, standing in the west stand before disappearing into thin air. Was it imagination, or was it Chapman still overseeing the club he built? During matches, strange chills would sweep through the dugout. Some claimed floodlights flickered during tense moments, as if Chapman himself was watching, guiding, willing Arsenal to victory. Unlike many ghost stories filled with fear and dread, Chapman's presence was different. He wasn't haunting Highbury, he was protecting it, watching over the club he loved. Some players even spoke of feeling a strange sense of calm before big games, as if an unseen force was with them. In 2006, Arsenal left Highbury for the Emirates Stadium. A new era, a new home. But did Chapman's spirit leave too? Or does he still walk the corridors of the old stadium, hidden within the luxury apartments that now stand on sacred football ground? It started with whispers. Security staff, stadium workers, even players, all reporting the same thing. Strange noises in the dead of night, the sound of footsteps echoing through empty walkways, unexplained shadows moving where no one should be. Some dismissed it as paranoia, others weren't so sure. Then, in 2005, the legend became real. Sunderland striker Stephen Elliott had heard the rumours, but he never believed them until the night he saw it for himself. A figure standing in the stadium's corridors, a presence, an energy, something watching him. Teammates scoffed at first until they saw the look in his eyes. He was shaken. And he wasn't the only one. The sightings kept coming. Chilling drafts in sealed rooms, voices calling names when no one was there. And on the CCTV monitors, security teams claimed to have seen movement. But when they checked, nothing. No one. So who or what was haunting the Stadium of Light? Some believe it's the restless spirit of Sunderland's industrial past. The stadium was built on the grounds of the old Wearmouth Colliery, a mine that stood for over a century. Many miners lost their lives working in its depths, and some say their spirits still linger beneath the pitch, forever bound to the land where they toiled. Others whisper a different name, Spotty, the legend of an 18th century figure who once roamed the Sunderland coastline, a mysterious man who supposedly lured ships into the rocks, sealing their fate so he could claim their cargo. His ghost is said to wander these lands. Could he be the one still watching from the shadows, Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: something is there, something unseen, yet always present. So, the next time you visit the Stadium of Light, take a moment, listen, feel the air shift around you, and ask yourself, are you really alone? Football stadiums are places of passion, of triumph, of heartbreak. But some say Stamford Bridge holds something else, something unseen, yet strangely comforting. A figure not of fear, but of fortune. This is the legend of the smiling man. Unlike most ghost stories, this one doesn't send shivers down the spine. It doesn't lurk in the dark corners of the stands, nor does it haunt the corridors with whispers and wails. No, this ghost appears differently. He smiles, and those who see him, well, they say their luck changes forever. The stories have been whispered for years, fans, staff, visitors, each with the same experience. They catch a glimpse of a man, a stranger in the crowd, standing quietly, watching. His face is calm, his expression kind, and then he's gone, vanished in an instant, as if he were never there at all. Most would dismiss it as imagination, a trick of the light in the sea of blue. But then the luck begins. Wins against the odds, life-changing moments, unexpected fortunes, and those who have seen him, they swear the smiling man brought it to them. No one knows who he is or where he comes from. Some believe he was a dedicated Chelsea supporter, someone who lived and breathed the club in life and refused to leave in death. Others think he's something older, something beyond the world of football, a spirit of fortune drawn to the energy of the crowd, choosing who to bless with a fleeting moment of fate. So, next time you're at Stamford Bridge, take a moment. Look around, in the stands, in the tunnels, among the sea of supporters. Because if you happen to see him just standing there smiling, you might want to hold on to your ticket, your bet slip, or even your dreams, because the smiling man has chosen you. Every football stadium has its history, but some have secrets buried beneath them. And in Southampton, at St Mary's Stadium, there are those who believe something lingers. It all began with the ground itself. When construction started in the late 1990s, workers made a chilling discovery: tombs, graves, the final resting place of souls long forgotten. Or so it seemed. Disturbing these remains wasn't just a matter of history, it was a mistake. Almost immediately the stories began. Staff and security workers reported unsettling experiences, doors slamming on their own, objects moving when no one was near. The feeling of an unseen presence pressing down in the silence of the night. Some brushed it off as nerves, others weren't so sure. Figures were glimpsed in the corners of rooms, footsteps echoing through empty stands, whispers drifting through the air when the stadium lay in darkness. Some believed it was the spirits of the displaced dead, rising in protest against their disturbed graves. Others feared it was something worse, a curse upon Southampton's new home, and perhaps there was a reason to believe it. In the years after moving to St Mary's, Southampton faced struggles, relegation, financial troubles, misfortune that seemed to hang over the club like a storm cloud. Coincidence, or something unnatural? Desperate to banish whatever force had taken hold of the stadium, club officials sought an unlikely solution. A witch was summoned, a modern-day practitioner of the arcane, to cleanse the ground, to rid St Mary's of the restless spirits that might be lurking beneath. Did it work? Some say yes. Southampton survived their darkest days, rising again to reclaim their place in English football. Others say the spirits remain, watching, waiting. Even now, fans and staff whisper of strange occurrences, fleeting figures seen out of the corner of an eye, the sensation of being watched when the stands are empty. Have we missed any clubs or stadiums off this list? Have you ever seen an example of the paranormal when watching your favourite football team on a Saturday afternoon? Let us know below.